only like physically attended like 1 or 2 ALC meetings. Do we want to review the February minutes really quick?
Yes.
I
think we can.
Okay. So in the office, I have the long version and the short version. I'm going to go over the short version because I think it's all kind of the really relevant information. It was talked about to move the ALC meeting to 11 a.m. And that was seconded by Allie, Deanna, and Mary. Is that something that we would actually like to do? And commit to that?
Yes.
Right, so
Yes.
April will start at 11 a.m.
All right, cool.
That works.
Yes.
All right. This was ALC care calls to non-producing agents, meet with, so like they would get a phone call from kind of a rotating list for ALC members and leadership, like once a quarter or once a month, just to see if there's any way that we can help support them in ways that we haven't already, or provide resources if they don't know that they're available to them. So I guess for that would be on me. And then on top of the ALC gets updated roster monthly, I guess that would be on me to divide our roster based on who's producing and who's not producing. And then I'd be able to just send out the updated roster and then maybe like a list of care calls that you're supposed to make like that month or something. Is that still what people would be interested in helping out with?
Yes.
So I so love this idea, and I hope we can do these calls once a month. I mean, if we subdivide it, how many calls do you think we'd have?
So we have a total of like 120 agents, and I would need some sort of report probably from Eva that, you know, for who's produced, and then those who haven't been in production, I can kind of divide those numbers up amongst like ALC, and then like I can do a couple, and I'm sure that Doug would be able to help out with some as well.
So Lana, if we sketch that out with math, just real quick, like, let's say we have what? Let's say we have what? 80 agents to call? 90? Let's say we got what? 10 callers? Do we have 10 callers, roughly?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, do you think maybe we'd have like just a handful of calls here on the monthly? Because I feel like quarterly is not enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and I think especially right now. I mean, I think,
Yeah.
you know, after the last couple months, I think everybody kind of needs a jump start.
Yeah, we need to rally right now.
Well, and that's one of the things I wanted to touch on today. So before we dive any further into the notes, while we still have everybody on, we are planning something for Easter, but I want to try to put something together prior to that. Does an evening work better? Do you think evenings work better if we try to do a team-wide, office-wide scenario? What's worked best for you guys here?
Evenings are great. My whole team works a day job.
Evenings are tough for me, but
Evenings are tough for me too.
What if we made it all day? What if we just
That would work.
lasted from 2 till 7 or 2 till 8?
That'd be perfect. Then all the part-timers could come.
We just make it you come and go as you please kind of a situation. I mean, I want to rally everybody together, but I know how logistically impossible that can be. I mean, heck, we have
Correct.
a third of the size of the office over in Altoona, and it's almost impossible. So, but I want a fever behind it. I want a pitch behind it that, you know, this opportunity, and that's what I'm calling it since last month, this is an opportunity before we go to our new building to kind of reset, wipe the slate clean, start fresh, and re-energize this office. And if anybody had a chance to see, I'm an energy guy. I'm an energy guy. I'm all about energy. And I want to see everybody's heads up and eyes forward and not looking backward. We have such a bright future. We have such a good crop of young agents coming in. And I just think that we would be, hindering ourselves if we didn't use take this opportunity to really spin the culture around and start, really getting excited about what we do for a living. So any thoughts on it? I was thinking of a March Madness theme, hold it at the end of March. Even though that's short notice, but like 3 weeks out, we hold it at the end of March, have it last the entire day, or at least the afternoon into the evening. Ideas that we could, things that we could do to interact, make it interactive. Thoughts?
We could do like a company-wide wager that, because so remember if you face this, I'm not a sport person. I played basketball when I was in 4th grade, and that's it. I know that people will do like the strings about who's going to go to the final or whatever. If we had some sort of company-wide bet where brackets, yeah. So if someone, whoever has I don't know, the most correct bracket for how things turned out, they win something. I don't know, free business cards, free car wash for a month, a spa day for 2, something to get them engaged on that day. That's
2 new open house signs.
Yeah, we could do that too. I'm in the process of ordering some generic ones right now, so yeah, that would be my guess if we're going to do March Madness. And then maybe just I think we have a big whiteboard, and that's not being used right now, but we could put it up in the training room, and so then have everyone's name on their bracket, and then the people who have the most correct get to be on the whiteboard, and we check it however often there's a game. So that's something. And then I know for Easter, I haven't done too much research into it, but I was thinking maybe we could do something with it would be on a weekend for Easter, with the Humane Animal Rescue, and invite them to come here, and then we could do some sort of picture day, and so then agents can invite their clients, if they want to meet the Easter bunny, but it's an actual bunny, because I am not very pro animal suits.
People dressing up as animals.
Yeah, I'm not. Chuck E. Cheese didn't do it for me.
Well,
as a kid.
there goes my May idea out the window.
I mean, that can still be a thing, but I think it'd be fun to do something different.
Yeah.
And then it could be a picture day. We could get some sort of background. Maybe invite the photographer who did the headshots a couple months ago. So that way, if agents want to do something, or if they want to invite clients, it could be a weekend, on a Saturday or something, just for a couple hours.
Like a client appreciation event?
Yeah, but it's for everyone as well.
I love it.
Yeah, so that would be my job, is to reach out to the Humane Animal Rescue and ask about that.
And that's going to be for Easter. That's in the middle of April.
It's a great idea.
Okay, yeah. Which gives me time, I guess.
Gives you time.
Yeah.
Let's maybe put together some thoughts on a March Madness kind of pep rally / open house for our agents, for our team. Maybe the last week of March, or do you think that's too soon? Do you think we should go first week of April? What are your thoughts?
I think we need red and white pom-poms.
I think we need a lot of red and white. A lot of confetti, a lot of pom-poms and streamers.
I think that's a good idea for the end of March.
Okay.
Just give us something to sort of look forward to in this month, and then it'll give us plenty of time before the Easter event to sort of space things out.
So let's maybe take the next 3 or 4 days, by Friday evening, come up with some ideas, email them through Alana. What we can do for a theme, ideas for activities we can do, some way we can engage with our team. Maybe we have a couple of breakout sessions. You know, maybe we have a couple of agents that want to do a couple of small mini breakout sessions. I think we need to get the spirit lifted again, and we need to get this sense of unity, but we also need to make sure that we're pulling together on the basics and getting back in the focus of what we're doing. And
Doug, for you,
yeah, go ahead, Chris.
for your breakout session idea, I think we need to do like a script battle or a script off and make it fun.
That's what I'm talking
No.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I think we need a couple different breakouts.
Yeah. I love it. Before we go any further, I want to thank Alana and Eva. They deserve a huge round of applause for holding this ship together for the last 8 weeks.
Woo!
Awesome, awesome job. And I would not be able to find my shoes without either one of them. So
Thank you.
excellent
Thank
job
you, ladies.
keeping it together. I know, Mary, Chris, you guys have to jump off, so we're going to break script here for a minute. Is there anything either of you two want to touch on? Questions, comments before you guys have to break off?
Nope, I'm good. You guys covered everything I was thinking about from last month.
Did we lose Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might have.
But okay, that's good that we got that kind of
Okay.
out of the way.
All right, we're back on schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was that. Chris stated at the last meeting, top 5 questions new agents have here. What is the market center number or broker number? What is MLS? What is super key? And who is Scott Leroy? And then also, Doug, you mentioned that we should work to make sure that Mary's coming back. But we should work to make sure that onboarding doesn't sound scary or
Yep.
difficult. So I guess with like this, like specifically for like the top 5 questions that new agents have, I think that's probably has to do with, and then also, onboarding being scary, I think has to do with how we onboarded agents in the past, and how we're going to have to pivot, and better explain, the services, and expectations for agents. And I think being encouraging with that, will, even though we say onboarding, I don't think that like after we are able to explain to the recruit or the new agent that like they won't feel that it is scary or hard.
Right.
Because that's just the terminology we use. And I agree that it's like, sounds kind of intimidating or daunting, but
Especially new to business agent.
yeah.
I mean, they don't even know real estate, barely know what real estate is.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna throw all of this technology at them. If they have a technology background, then that's great, it's a bonus, but most of the people that we're bringing in probably don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do we need a different word for it, you guys?
What was that?
We
I'm
need a
sorry,
different-
I went to make a comment to unmute myself and I dropped the call. So I missed with you guys started talking about the onboarding. So I do have some concerns with that.
Yeah.
Is there any way that we can get, okay, so I'm bringing in a new agent, I'm recruiting an agent. They don't know like what's next. Is there any way we can get like a step-by-step guide if we're recruiting somebody to let them know this is what to expect? Because I'm getting questions like, how do I, get my MLS credentials, card, just random questions. And I don't know, is there an order of how we're supposed to do things? So that way we can guide them and they can still go through the onboarding process. But then if we're mentoring them, we can give them here's what to expect, here's what you do on your own, and here's what Keller Williams is going to help you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
That would be really helpful, and we're recruiting more people because then we would be able to explain to them what to expect, and it wouldn't be as overwhelming for you, Doug, or for the in-office people that we have agents that are actually getting mentors. We want to be able to provide as much information on our end as possible.
Yep. Absolutely. I have the previous onboarding checklist. I'm refining it so that it makes more sense that way. And it's not as daunting for either party. There was a lot of time spent in areas that didn't make any sense before. So it's going to be streamlined a little more. It's going to be step by step, a little more, a little less daunting for both sides of it, both sides, the agent and the office, and make it a little bit more cohesive for them to be able to slide right into either your teams or into PC and hopefully start producing pretty quickly. I mean, we don't need any more snags.
Yeah, I remember, Doug, at one point, Stephanie had this whole like workbook thing that was, you know, a lot of information. And I was expecting something more like just a checklist situation with details, you know, but I mean, not without the details, obviously, but more of just like a step-by-step of how to tackle this stuff.
I agree. Yeah.
So, yes. So we're talking about new agents. What about some of our existing agents that's struggling? Like, how do we make them better producers? You know, it's great that we're going to help the newbies, but how do we make sure that we try to maintain some of the agents that's on the roster and help them become producers?
Well, one would be if they are able to come in for the PC classes on Tuesday at 1:30, that would be a good start. Two would be let's get them set up with a small group session. That's one of the reasons I want to have these breakouts, this rallying point for us to be able to start with a clean slate with everybody. I mean, present company included. You know, the things change and things evolve every single day. In this company, there's something new all the time. And I don't think that we meet, ALC is great, once a month is good, but I don't think that across the board, we're having enough conversation as a team. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm reading it wrong, but I just don't think that we have enough unity and conversation happening amongst the team.
I agree, Doug.
So do I. So how do we make that happen?
I believe that we have the office space and we have the technology. If the office space isn't being used, then if we set meaningful and attendable times and benchmarks, I think we should have, you know, a set habit of meeting regularly and have productive conversations and not just, you know, we're getting together to talk about, you know, the hockey game last night or whatever the case may be. We have a set agenda for each one. If that's our committees, if that's our ALC committees, fine. But I think we have a bigger issue here. I think we have a culture shift that we need to make. And I think pulling together as a team and trying to have as much conversation as possible is a goal. And if we set these up right that are attainable, we don't have to have just one. Everybody's going to be at just one. We can have several smaller conversations. They don't have to be huge tasks that we never get a chance to overcome. Set the bar a little bit lower so we can attain it. Make everything attainable. So let's talk about setting up smaller, you know, meaningful conversations in smaller groups. Maybe these touch calls that we're going to make, instead of making them touch calls, why don't we make them touch sessions? Talking. Get on Zoom as a group, in a group of 6 or 8. Pick a day. Make it your day. Make it a 45-minute conversation. Keep it tight. Get your questions. Get your feedback. And when we re-adjourn, or if it's something that's urgent, we address it right away with the office, or we re-adjourn for our ALC. We'll make it the first 15 minutes of our meeting. We'll discuss what each breakout group had discussed that week. I know one for sure. One group of people out there is our part-timers. They're not getting enough support. And I think it's imperative for their success, albeit ours as well, to make sure that we're touching with them at least once a month. But I think there's something more regular we can do with them in particular. Does everybody feel like that's a positive use of time?
Yes.
Joe's trying to get in.
No, they'll let him in.
Yeah.
I think it would be a good use of time. So, I mean, I think let's let's finalize something by the end of this week, a schedule that would work. Let's get some people who want to volunteer that 45 minutes a week. Let's make it weekly and have these small breakout sessions, these small conversation sessions, so that we're touching, and make sure we're touching all of our agents and getting feedback from them, sharing information from them, and just continuing the dialogue, I want to increase the dialogue so we can change the spirit. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Joe.
Good morning. Hi, good morning. I only have a few moments. I'm in very sunny Arizona right now. But I wanted to personally hop on to the ALC. First of all, thank you guys for being active and believing in the Market Center. And to announce to you that starting this Friday and continuing forward, we're going to start doing top agent calls on every other Friday, where we'll do coaching. I'll work with you guys on pretty much flexible topics, but I want to dive into the things that are affecting you and your business and your financials. Anything from wealth building, investing, to lead generation, conversion, CRMs, whatever it is that we can talk about that will help you guys. So wanted to let you know.
That sounds awesome.
Is it going to be like a general forum then, like a Zoom call you can just hop on and talk?
Yeah. So my thought with this is that we do not just like I'm going to have some level of an agenda. So for this Friday's call, I already have one. But moving forward, like whatever topic is hot for you, let's dive into that. And you know, it's for you guys. So that's my plan. And I think I owe it to you guys to continue to pour value into you. And so, and if I'm not good enough, then we'll get guest speakers to come on the call. But I think as the OP, I definitely owe it to you. So that's my intention. What time do you guys prefer? Because I have a couple of spots that we can use on that recurring Friday.
I'm not picky.
Yeah, for me, after 11, I have a weekly 10 already standing. So 11 or
Okay.
later.
11 sounds good.
Could we do 12? Could we do 12:30s?
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
as long as before 2.
Yeah, I'm thinking like just a call. I don't want to bog down the afternoon, and it's a Friday. I definitely want to go too late. But anything up till noon is usually a little hectic. So if we could do 12:30, I can make that work, and that'll be our bi-weekly. So every other week we'll do that call, and that should be fun.
So Elena, could you put a Zoom calendar together for us that it doesn't fall off our calendar?
Yes, I can do that for you guys.
Awesome.
And
Alana, Alana, can you connect with Selena and you can use my Zoom, my pro account?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, guys, I got to go to this breakfast meeting that starts in 2 minutes. So I appreciate you. Have a productive and fun meeting. And let me know if you need anything, okay?
All right.
Thanks,
Sounds
Joe.
good.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks, guys.
Joe. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off as well. Everybody have a good, productive day.
All right.
You guys
Thank
too.
you.
Good luck.
I'm heading out too, you guys. You guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.
Hey, Chris,
All right.
call me after and give me some feedback or takeaways from today.
I definitely will, sir.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye.
I'm gonna leave soon. I have an 11 o'clock appointment, but Ryan, text me
Yes, I know.
on my offer.
Sorry.
It's okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Gene. So that just piggybacks off of what I wanted to do. with
Yeah.
Everybody. I mean, he did stress last week when we were first discussing everything that we were looking at, that the top 20s needed the attention. So that's exactly where our mindsets were. But I didn't want to stop there because what I'm running into, about 1 of every 5 phone calls I'm having with agents, it seems to be the same issue. I mean, digging a little bit deeper in coaching, that's our job, is to dig and find the pain points. The same pain point seems to be popping up. Culture here is just dead. Like, we just need a jump start. And I'm not worried about the reasons why anymore. I'm not worried about the hurdles that had to be jumped that didn't, or whatever the case was. It was for a reason, and I don't want to get into used to be, so we're just going to focus on what can be. And I think we need to jolt the office back into what I think it can be. And obviously having a new office physically is going to help with that. But I think we need to start now while we,
I think part of the problem is, like, we've all been through this exact speech 20 times.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're gonna jumpstart now. We're gonna jumpstart.
Yeah. Where do you see the drop off when that happens? Like, what typically seems to be this a common theme in that? You hear the rah-rah speech, and then what's the timeline usually on that?
I don't know. It motivates, like, motivates me at least to just focus on selling real estate and let all this just do what it's going to do.
Right.
And we'll be in the same spot in 2 months.
Right.
That's like kind of the subconscious reality of
Sure.
what happens, I think.
Typically in a merger and acquisition, one of this size that has more than 50 people involved in it, and this will be my fourth. This is my fourth. About 45 to 60 days of honeymoon's over, and you start to see the source. And it's usually caused by the lack of follow through from those intending to make a commitment. That's not the case with me. It's never been the case with me. I've never had a single issue with a culture shift anywhere I've ever been and making it happen. But with this amount of agents, it's a little bit more daunting because, I'm only one person. We're only 3 people in the office, typically 3 or 4 days a week. So it's a little more daunting, a little more of a challenge, but not impossible. And I know that the core group that are here now on this call, and a couple conversations I've had with like the likes of Verdana and a few others, the energy's here. We just need to harness it, and we need to make sure that we stay on it and be consistent. And having these types of engagements, every other week call with Joe, obviously will help. And I think having these smaller breakout opportunities. The PC coaching thing is just that. It's PC coaching class. It'll be 12 weeks. It'll be on a YouTube. We'll get people as engaged as we can. But the reality is, if they can't be here physically, then it's hard to get them to engage at all. So we're now doing a 7:30 touch with everybody through Zoom to recap the same day what was touched on in that meeting and try to encourage them, if they didn't watch it, to watch it. So we're going to get more involved. And I want to be more involved. I would like all of us to try to be as involved as we can without hindering your schedules. Because like you said, Ryan, you want to focus on selling real estate. I mean, that's our goal, right? Is to produce. But we also want to make sure that we are engaging with the people that we know can be successful in this industry with just a little push.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to have been missing. You guys that are on this call and the 2 that drop off, you guys have done a great job holding it together. So you guys deserve a tremendous round of applause and acknowledgement. I know for me, and I don't know if you were part of this call or not, we are going to move forward with what I would like to see. My vision down at the new building is to have all of you guys that were part of this for a while and have seen it through are going to get recognized in the wall, physically in the wall on the bricks. We're going to designate a brick for each agent that has seen this through with us, because you guys are part of this foundation, and we want to make sure that you get recognition for that. But I don't want that just to be a trophy on a wall. I want to see as we move forward and grow this, how that recognition can expand and a larger role with our market center, if you're so inclined. I mean, maybe we get to that point and that's not something you want to. But again, that's down the road. I hear your concern. I appreciate it. I know it. I've been through it on the other end, on your end of it as well. But it is my absolute determination to meet with everybody as much as possible, and have as many productive conversations as we possibly can to continue making the shift. We do not have to build Rome in a day. We don't, but we do need to start laying bricks. And I would like to, if we can, by Friday, guys, get some people that would like to volunteer 45 minutes a week, pick your best day and time slot, and we'll start building your peer group. And we'll have these weekly conversations. Does that sound fair? Is this something that you guys want to do? Because it's only going to work. We're only going to get the plane off the ground if we put fuel in the tank.
Yes, it's something that I want to do. It's Jayla. I would like to do that, so you can sign me up.
All right, cool.
For me, it depends on which day, because I have like.
Yeah, if you're volunteering your time, then it's your choice.
Do we have a new projected opening day for the location?
We're going down today, so they did get, they got the floor done, but they had some issues with it, so there was a holdup of 3 or 4 days. But we're going down today to see if there's any fresh updates that we can get. So no new production, nothing new as far as projection.
Projection at all?
Did Joe provide one this morning? Eva, I didn't catch a date.
For what?
For the new building. Are we
Yeah,
still on the,
never.
are we still on the
May, June.
May
Last
June
I heard.
timeline?
Yeah, end of May, early June.
That's gonna make a big difference.
I agree. I
Mhm.
agree.
You can get everybody around.
Yeah, I agree. I just want to, I think with recent changes and some dips in morale, I think is a good, right now is the time to strike, at least start laying the foundation for it and make it meaningful. Deanna, to answer your question, anytime, if you're volunteering, it's up to you. You make that decision that's best for your schedule and best for your business.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, just let us know, Deanna, what day you want to pick, and we'll kind of get you set up with it. If you have a specific group that you want to meet with, we can go that route, or we can assign you people. That's up to you guys. However you guys see fit to make it work best to become, comfortable as you can make it. As we know, sometimes when you go through growing pains, being uncomfortable gets you where you want to be a little bit faster too.
I like to be a young professional, so if we can kind of choose, if that's available, like a young professional group.
Okay. I know as far as people in the office who are part of the young professionals, I know that it's you, Jayla, Allie joined it. And so I think you two are the only ones that I know of. Allie wants me to join young professionals. I haven't talked to Joe or anything about it yet, but yeah, so I think it's only you two so far.
We can have events around it to let people know what it is, and we can.
Group sounds good. Over the hill and through the woods.
I used to be professional group.
That's a secondary.
All right. Let's get back to the notes. We're almost done with them. DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. From the last meeting, we needed more information. That is something that we can go over now because I attended the, and I know Deanna, you did as well, the regional DEI thing that was like a week or two ago, whenever it was. And then Deanna and Mary from the last meeting said that in late March or April, you expressed interest in putting on kind of like a networking event of walking tours around neighborhoods and communities, just to kind of like get better know the area that, you know, like people might be interested in like investing in or buying property, and to kind of build connections. So I'm not sure if you've gotten any further with that.
No, we haven't, because we have to me and Mary has to get back together and figure out like how to actually set that up, because, you know, there is a cost involved, and I don't know if the Market Center would be able to, you know, take on the budget, right? So for our community, I want to say, Ron has me crying. I'm sorry. For our community, we rented a bus and we went around into the area, and it was like a 2 to 3 hour tour. And I wanted to say the bus cost around $800. We provided like potato chips and, you know, water on the bus. So that would be probably about the fee. So we could start with closer to our office, the East End, right? And look at it probably being, like I said, that was a 2 to 3 hour tour. We made 4 stops. And then at the end, we did provide lunch, right? Yeah. So, yeah. So it might be a good thing. Yeah. So I could call the bus company, but like I said, you know, once I talk to Mary and we put the budget together, you know, maybe we can eat at one of the restaurants like locally in the community, nothing overwhelmed, but maybe like how we did Red Day before COVID, right? You know, we picked the area, we cleaned the area. Red Day was 2, you had people planting flowers, and then the rest of us went into Homewood and East Liberty and cleaned, you know, rubber chuck. And then we had lunch, but the lunch cost was actually on each individual.
Okay. Yeah, I think if you're able to put a budget forward, I think that Joe would be very interested in that. And he could probably work with you guys on kind of what the Market Center can afford, and hopefully provide some additional ideas. But yeah, once you talk to Mary, you can like send me an email or something, or even just send one to Joe and see if we can't get something coordinated.
Okay. So one of the things I wanted to bring up too that we kind of dropped the ball on is KW Cares, right? Previously, what we asked of each agent, if they just donate like at least $5 to KW Cares out of their closings. I think it's very important that we give back. So many people right now across, you know, United States and the world, you know, are being affected by tornadoes. I mean, all kinds of incidents. So this is a way that we can help our fellow agents in a time of trouble. So normally, depending on the size of the closing, I give anywhere from $10 to like $50 a closing. So if we could go back to spreading that word, you know, just if it's no more than $5 out of their checks, right? To give back to KW Cares, because it's a good, worthy cause. And again, there's so many people, you know, that have so many issues going on in their lives that this is a way of Keller Williams being able to help families.
No, I think that's a great idea. Something we might be able to do there is whenever we're sending like the emails with the closing documents or whatever, we can maybe include, hey, now's the time if you would like to give to KW Cares. It's as easy as updating command or whatever, you know what I mean? And then that way it's in every email that goes out for every closing.
I was also thinking that I'm not sure how much this would incentivize people, but maybe just like for warm and fuzzies, for people who do donate to KW Cares, I could like feature them in the newsletter, like thank you so much to those who donated like this amount of dollars, and then like have their name, and then like maybe have like a couple different tiers.
That's a good idea.
Just to kind of like both promote the awareness of it, maybe to agents who haven't maybe done a transaction when we like started doing this, and be like, oh yeah, you know, like that's cool, and so that they like are aware of it, and maybe like seeing it in the newsletter, they'd be encouraged to do that for themselves as well.
Okay.
You okay, Deanna?
Huh?
You okay?
Yeah. Yep, I'm okay.
Okay.
And also, I would like to invite Ricardo to come to KW East, well, exclusive. He's part of the Social Equity Mentoring Careers Program. And he was one of the main speakers on the call that me and Elena was on. He has a lot of good ideas of how to help with the inclusion.
Yeah.
So he has a relationship with KW North. I'm not sure who's his connection over there. He didn't go into details, but he would be.
Nicole and someone else.
Okay.
I have their names somewhere.
I have Nicole's email.
Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, I can reach out. And then there was another name, Chris Lagarde. Could probably
Yes, Chris Lagarde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have his email that I saved, so I could probably do something with him as well. Maybe if he wanted to do some sort of Zoom class or something. Yeah.
Maybe that could be one of the breakout sessions that we have.
Oh yeah, with him.
So really what I would like to see, Elena, is that with Ricardo, if we can have a call with him to see how we can set up a social equity mentoring career program here in Pittsburgh. And then also, I can't find my, then also, if Jayla could help with this, is set up a quantum leap program for the youth 18 to 24, because that would fall under the young professionals.
Yes, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome. I know that Allie was working to become a quantum leap trainer as well.
Okay. That would be great. I know that I don't have the time, but it'd be something nice that, you know, through promoting, you know, us, period. Like even if we have on our emails, the link for the free school, you know, just a different way of branding ourselves. And then there's also, we missed it today, there's a call, is it every other Tuesday, Elena, at 9 a.m.?
Which?
I have something written here, 9 a.m. for today and 4 p.m. on Tuesday. I don't know.
I am not sure either. I know that what I wanted to cover a little bit later as well. We should probably get to it kind of soon, but the new KW distinction, certification for diversity, what is it? Agent of Distinction, a new KW diversity certification. You take the unconscious bias in real estate class that's free through KW. It's online. It's hosted every so often. And then you also do the color of real estate. Those are the two classes that you have to take. And then you can kind of go through the modules. And so then you can kind of boast that, you know, that you are kind of like up to date and supportive of kind of like the equity that KW culture tries to promote. And so that's something that is pretty much brand new. It's only like a week or two old.
It does look like on the 9th they have a seminar.
Yes.
For the color of real estate. Is that
Yes.
what you were talking about, Deanna? It's from 3 to 4:30.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am registered for that. And the last one that I took, unconscious bias in real estate, it's taught by the same woman. Her name is Julia. She is super insightful. But yeah, so those are the two classes that are prereqs to being able to take like the module course or whatever. It's like $297. And then once you kind of like go through that, then you can put on, you know, like your business card or your email signature and just like tell people that you are an agent of distinction.
Which is a really cool title, honestly.
Yeah.
Could you send that information over to me, Elena?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep. And then also in that same vein, on one of the calls that I was on, we need to appoint someone to be the DEI chair, the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion chair, because the region, well, actually KWRI in general, it's required for every market center to have one. And the goal of this is to have one regional connection and one local connection to an outside like community partner, and kind of like have a relationship with them, so then we can do outreach to communities that are maybe underrepresented, both in our market center and in general, like those who have been, you know, currently and historically marginalized. And so
Elena, that you're almost describing me and Mary.
yeah.
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 You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, 'cause that's what we currently do. I mean, organically, you know, it's not, you know, with a distinguish or anything, but organically, that's what we do, right? So
Yeah.
I could speak for myself. Like I work with Operation Better Block, who spearheads Homewood. I'm on the board of the Lorimer Consensus Group. I'm the vice chair, the chair of housing. Currently, my consulting company is working with like Cobble World, which is a minority bakery, to relocate into the Lorimer community. Somebody else I'm helping, but yeah. So I mean, I'll volunteer for that because I organically do that. Like I'm working with MCC, Manchester Citizens Corporation, right? So organically, I do that naturally, so it wouldn't have to be something, and we already have kind of like them ties, you know, to the community organizations.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I mean, even like in Hazelwood, yeah, I'm helping, you know, again, they're creating a space where, you know, how you have small businesses is not an incubator space, but they're creating a space where, you know, the community can meet. If you have a small business, the youth program, all in the Good Shepherd Church. So yeah, so I'm doing that right now as we speak. Like our call is at 1 o'clock.
Oh, nice.
So,
So if
so
you,
me and you could get together, and then, you know, I'll give you everything you need.
Okay, cool. Would you want to be our representative for the marketplace? Because it's really, the chair is to ensure national and regional DEI goals are being met and at your market center, and to ensure opportunities for all.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. And okay, awesome. Well, there we go. That works out. But yeah, so because the region wants 3 to 5 possible organizations that the Market Center would like to partnership. I'll send you over the information that I have. There's a couple slide decks that we can use to form a proposal for the organizations that we would like to partner with.
Okay.
I would personally like to, I guess this is my own agenda, but because I feel like we don't have as much LGBT representation for the office. Like, yeah, there's like Natasha, and then there's like Joshua Neese, who's leaving, and then like only like a couple other people. And so I guess, hi everyone, I'm bisexual. So as a part of the queer community, I think that that is something that would be something that's untapped right now, I guess. And so I think that that would potentially be a good chair, or not chair, but if we can partnership, yeah, to reach out and to one of the organizations that are local. Yeah, just something to think about. Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, you're muted, Deanna.
That's good because besides Ryan getting married in the office, Natasha got married in the office. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I mean, it goes back to Doug and, you know, that commodity of, you know, us supporting each other, you know. Yeah. Yep.
I just, yes, because it's like, I wouldn't mind. I'm okay with doing the outreach to the queer community. And just because, yeah, like I don't want any of our agents to feel tokenized in that way, because, you know, it is fairly consistent, at least like since I've been here, that it's like a lot of outreach and support to the Black community. And then kind of like that's where it ends, but that's like, you know, like I'm not saying that that's like bad or anything, but it's just like we've been very focused on one aspect of
we could widen our scope.
Exactly, yeah, widen our scope, and then that would help bring in kind of like new people, fresh ideas, and stuff like that.
So I kind of touched based on that our last meeting when I asked about Jane, you know, with the new year, or I said it wrong.
Oh,
but
yes.
I think it's, yeah, I think it's imperative now that it's not just a focus of, you know, Black, bisexual. My buddy right behind you is going through some changes, and we need to reach out to him. You know, I mean, Dana, don't start crying again. I think it's just a reach through all nationalities and ethnic groups, because we all have different issues and things and challenges that we're going through.
Yeah. All right. We're almost done. I know that we're basically out of time, but Pittsburgh Magazine reached out to Eva to offer us a bundle deal to take a page out for kind of agent promotions and stuff like that.
So she sent me a whole presentation. I know we're not going to really have time to hit the whole thing today, but just to give you sort of a short summary, you know, she was showing me a lot of their numbers, and you know, we had talked briefly about, you know, maybe the potential of agents, you know, taking out some ads through Pittsburgh Magazine, or, you know, something to get more of that brand recognition, more of, you know, eyeballs on our office and what we have going on. That's, you know, really good. And so, yeah, she sent over this presentation with a lot of their financial numbers and viewership numbers. And so I can send this out to everybody just to sort of review. I wanted to touch it with the ALC first, obviously, just to see, you know, what the interest is there. And then, of course, you know, we can always pass this on to everybody else, but kind of just wanted to gauge the interest to begin with and go from there.
So personally, I think this would be great for us to launch with our new office, right? And maybe it's something that, you know, we pitch in and maybe do start with the ALC and we take a picture in front of the office, you know, however that can look, you know. I think that would be a great way to kick off the new office.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And then they have specific issues for like homes where you can, you know, just show ads for specific homes, or you can, you know, just plug yourself as a realtor. So they have quite a few different options available, including like social media stuff, print for sure. And then you'll see they have like the faces of Pittsburgh. So it really, I think, just depends on which route we want to go. I know Chris definitely mentioned how much interest she had in this. So I tried to get as much information as I could. But I can email this out to you guys, and, you know, no big rush on it, but maybe take a look at it, see what you think. If you have any concerns, definitely let me know, and I can get in touch with Allison, who is the rep that got me all this information. So.
Cool.
So it's 11:01. Are we going to go over the financials, or are we going to do that another time?
We can go over it now. I have the balance sheet and income statement. Just keep in mind that the updated reports don't usually come out from the region until the 15th. I do know that I have some time set up with Doug and Jayla to go over that. So it's your choice. If you have to go, I understand. If not, we can stay and go over it.
Deanna, you want us to go over it, or you want to?
It doesn't matter.
Why don't we meet on the 15th and with Jayla and I, and then we'll let's jump on something that week, later that week.
Okay.
Let's see if we can pull everybody together for a 15-minute Zoom and go over everything that week.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Okay.
okay with that.
You all right with that, Deanna?
Yes.
Ryan, you good with that?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good. Jayla, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, well, if we just want to wrap it up, I guess, yeah, the last topic of discussion was Wellness March. Joe really wanted to do it, and even I forgot to mention it at the last team meeting, but kind of maybe something to promote.
For April.
For April, I think, is the move at this point. You know, like maybe like getting like yoga instructors like into the office, so then we could do like some like work yoga. I know Joe was interested in getting a massage therapist as well to come. He was going to talk to his kickboxing coach here to see if maybe he could do like some sort of class with us, kind of just to promote both physical and mental wellness. So I'm not sure how everyone is feeling about that.
Any thoughts?
I think it would be an excellent opportunity for us to network.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things they're going to touch on PC today is you know, what kind of habits are you creating for yourself, not just in your business, but in your personal lives to improve maybe your eating habits or exercise habits. So that theme is a big one for Joe, because our mental health and our physical health, without that, we don't have much of a business. So, but it's definitely, you're right, Deanna, it's definitely a good marketing opportunity for us too.
All right, cool. I'll, I guess, reach out to some people, see if anyone knows anyone. Develop a plan for April and maybe doing something once a week at least.
So Elena, I know this was before COVID. One of the events that we had was with the Red Cross, right? And this wasn't with KW, this is my other side of life. And they came out and they did a cooking demonstration.
Oh. That could be cool.
Maybe we could do like a CPR class, people could get certified.
Oh, like a first aid certification?
Yeah, I think there's one just for CPR.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it's 11:06. I mean, we did get to everything more or less. I will update the Zoom links for it to be at 11 a.m. and I will adjust my recurring email that gets sent out the day before, or I guess the morning of, and I'll compose the minutes that I have. Does anyone else have anything to add? No?
No? Good.
All right, sounds good.
Okay,
I'll also
everybody got it.
All right, bye.
Thanks, Deanna.
Thank you.
All right, everybody have a good day.
You too.
See ya.
See ya.
But yeah, I'll send out all the paperwork that I have to everyone as well, just so they have a copy of it. And I'll send these playbooks to Deanna for the DEI chair. Yeah.
Awesome.
Sick.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll see you all later.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deanna.